Okay, you may have caught the end of Quino's burp there. We're off to Norway now for our next beer.
Clean.
I haven't even got the book ready. Oh, Chris.
This
is amateur hour. Yes, Chris, I'm going to ask you to read this.
I'm gonna have to have another bit of a cracker.
No. What?
It's a cracker.
There's no way you should have made that mistake.
Okay, right.
Don't hurt yourself, mate.
Right, Chris, it's going to be the page on the left. Let me reveal. This is.
It is.
Ooh.
This is. I don't have to pronounce Nøgne Ø Imperial Stout.
I'm really sorry, Sullivan. If you watched this, I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry, Alan Osk. I'm sorry.
It's an Imperial Stout. It's actually translated Imperial Stout from this brewery. It's a very rich, creamy, and completely black ale with flavours of coffee, chocolate. Sorry, Quino. Leather and dried fruits. Imperial Stout pairs well with dark chocolate and simple desserts. We've only got crackers. Right, would you like to read tasting notes?
I'll give it a good go, James.
This is half a litre.
In the glass, a wonderfully that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
You've
in
also
the
got the
glass,
same problems as him.
a wonderfully dark.
Why are you speaking in an accent?
That's about the mode.
Do you want to read the notes or not, James?
Read the fucking
I'll
notes.
read them on my own terms.
Just read the fucking notes.
In the glass, a wonderfully dark
lively
body,
Ben,
topped by a dark head. The aroma has coffee and chocolate notes that dovetail. Ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing to put in a taster. That dovetail perfectly into a complex roasted malt taste with hints of fruit and vanilla, followed by a long, warming, balanced, bitter finish.
Crikey, Riley.
Jeepers creepers, look at
I've
this.
done well here.
You can tell this isn't the start of the
I am
night.
annoyed by the use of the word dovetail in a taste.
You've got to get over that because you're on film.
There is a lot of sediment in this.
Oh, really?
I think there's a lot of sediment on this.
There's some impressive sea monsters
there
around
is.
in this.
Yeast babies, we call them.
They are yeast babies. Yeast ghosts, mate.
This is even thicker and darker and blacker than the Virgins.
Either end of the spectrum works on that one.
No, I reckon the yeast babies here.
Well,
the yeast ghosts.
So we got some.
Well, no, I suppose they float more, but they do at points.
Okay, well that sounds interesting.
It certainly does.
So let's look at it.
Dovetail.
This is the dark. I think this beer has the darkest head of all the beers I've reviewed so far. It's really is very, very dark.
Dark,
It's almost like some sort of chocolate,
face.
like chocolate foam of some description.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming close.
And if you look at the head, it's kind of still multiplying. There's a lot of life in there.
It's going for it.
Yeah.
It's working.
It looks like a science experiment in progress.
So, by the way, the brewery name is translated in English as Naked Isle, and it takes its name from the bare rocky islands that dot the Norwegian coastline. I'm just seeing. I'm not going to read the whole story. But I want to see if it says anything about what's in here. Roasted barley, Maris Otter pale ale malt, Munich black chocolate malt, Columbus and crystal hops, English ale yeast, and local water from Grimstad.
Very clean water.
But
that's like your one fact you know about Norway.
Very clean water in Norway. Yeah.
It has.
Speaking of
you can't say that about the Fuller's ales. It's brewed from the Thames. All right. Let me have that. Variation.
Speaking of a darker head, Grace and I at the Nags have a moniker which is if the bubbles are brown, it tastes good going down. So you know,
it took a long time to figure that one out.
It's very important. Like the more when you're pulling a stout, it's a real dark head, it's probably going to be real beautiful, rich.
Well, you're selling it.
Yep.
You're selling it.
Okay, well.
This is still weak on that scale, but poured from a bottle.
Right, well, let's have a smell. Let's have a good old snifter.
We didn't really do much about the bottle, actually. Can we
fair point.
It's quite minimalistic.
It's very minimalistic.
It looks very Scandinavian, that kind of modern Scandinavian
So there's not really anything
it's
to it.
It's very good though. It's a great bit of packaging. It's
pretty simple job, isn't it?
I'm trying to think of a Scandinavian brewery whose standard isn't just to put a big 0 with a slash.
So I think it's alluring. I think that's an attractive.
I think it looks impressive.
Have you heard this brewery before? I imagine you have.
I have not.
I think you've had them in the nags before on the
I
pod
think
board.
you're wrong. I think we've had other this is what I'm saying. I think this the big presumably
tool.
0 with a
Tool
scatter
as well.
is just a because it's just an ore. It's just an ore.
Move that bottle.
Right, so
I
what
don't
does
want to
it...
sit here anymore.
I'll swap with you next time, mate.
Yeah, I think you should.
So what does it smell of?
I'll be the bowl guy.
What does it smell of? That's a chocolate.
It does. It's
Smells-
not a great deal.
Of deep chocolate and booze. If I'm honest.
Yeah, that's a pretty
It's
good
not half as
summation.
complex as the other one in terms of its nose.
I reckon this is gonna be complex as a flavour. Should we go for
Yeah.
it? Cheers.
Yeah, skull. That's definitely a skull, isn't it?
Oh.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's much
Oh,
better.
why? Oh my goodness.
That's good.
Oh, no, it comes in.
It's like it's like alcoholic chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, that's
with
good.
a massive dram
That's really
chucked
good.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good.
But it comes late, which is nice. You
Yeah.
sip it, and it's like, oh, this is
It's
chocolate
not-
stout, and then you just get this warmth at the end. It's not. It doesn't have that bite on the front.
The,
This
al-
is
the,
the
alcohol,
alcohol.
the alcohol and the
Something
warmth is
strong.
not the moment it goes in. It's just at the right time as it slips down. That's very good.
I think that makes you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside.
That is a really nice beer. That's a really, really good beer. I didn't
What's
say how
the
much.
percentage of
Oh
that?
yeah, I didn't tell you. 9%.
Oh god,
Yeah,
that's
that
dangerous.
doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
You and your secrets, James.
What?
You and your secrets.
My special secrets. This is really nice.
Yes, that's a win.
It's a beer to be not to be messed with. I suspect if you tried to do 3 or 4 bottles of that, your stomach would probably hit contortions.
Well,
Yeah.
Brendan will also have a few
But as a nice, gentle.
And hopefully, some
Sipper.
people will notice those problems and send you home.
But as a
warm
nice,
bed in
gentle
water.
sipper.
And by the way, it
Nightcap.
is indeed unfiltered, unpasteurised,
Okay.
which is why you see the slight
It's
haze
getting
and
a
it's
line.
hard 'cause it's very, very
Anyway,
dark.
I don't
Um,
see shit all.
So yeah,
Look at that underneath
No,
there.
there
There's
you
a
can-
lot of
if you hold it, you
sediment.
have to see
And I believe babies in the
there's a lot of sediment in there, so you have to be
Will
dead
the camel pick
careful.
up, do you think?
I wouldn't really want to drink the whole thing. You need to leave a little bit at the bottom, otherwise
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit.
it would be chewy.
Super
a wee
nice.
bit
though.
chunky at the bottom.
It's a meal at the bottom. An unpleasant meal at that.
Well, not. Oh, well, if you really like yeast.
You-
What's your favourite food is
Tell me
yeast?
whenever anyone's gone into a restaurant and said, "Can I have yeast
Can
babies
I have
on
a
toast?"
yeast as a
Never,
side?
never. They
Yeast
have
on-
baked beans. Never yeast
Hold on,
babies.
yes they do. My rice is a yeast extract.
Yeah,
Of
but
course they have it
it's
on
not
toast.
yeast baby sediment stuff. It's
No, this is not yeast baby. Yeast baby is the gelatinous
Oh.
thing that a yeast creates when it's in a lime.
So is this a yeast? Is this a?
This is just yeast.
You can't separate some
This
yeast
is
into
yeast.
sentient
Baby
life.
yeast is
And
oily.
another not. That's
Baby-
you got. If you commit, you've got to stick to your guns, mate.
Baby
Every-
yeast is much bigger than its mother yeast, but it's a gelatinous sort of tube. It's
You
horrible.
said gelatinous 4 times in a minute. I don't think that's
stop
possible.
trying to describe yeast babies.
Well, what can we call these then? Because if we just call
Yeast.
it sediment, it's unfair.
It's yeast.
Dead
Yeast.
nuggets.
Yeast nuggets.
Dead yeast nuggets, everyone. Dead yeast nuggets.
I honestly, I don't know why I invited these guys around. It's just embarrassing.
It's a nice beer.
It's a lovely
Yeah,
bit.
It's a
lovely
really
beer,
good
yeah,
beer.
it's
It's a
really
really,
good.
really good
Just
beer.
saying, it's got dead yeast nuggets in the bottom. Just saying.
And how
You
much?
side with
Just-
nuggets, we can't have ghosts.
Just out of interest, James, how much did you pay for this? Because I'm imagining if you bought this in Norway, it would probably cost you about a tenner.
I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was quite expensive though. I think it might have been around £8.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
I bought it online. It was from Beers of Europe, which is a good online retailer. I've actually managed to source most of my beers from there.
Well, I'm not normally one for overpaying on beer because I'm a bit of a parsimonious skinflint. But
Call it like it is.
yeah, but in terms of the ABV and the quality, that's one where I wouldn't begrudge as a treat for myself.
No,
Having
for 9%.
a
For
having a bottle,
9%,
having
I
a
think
bottle
that's
of that
alright.
and enjoying.
It's very, very
enjoying it.
pleasant.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's
Rich.
really good.
That's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my faves of the night, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we'll leave that one there. We're going to go away and enjoy the rest of this. You'll notice the beer cut out, the video cut out a little bit. The beer.
The beer
Beer's
cut
still
right out
going.
in the middle.
The video cut out, so I'll stitch it one together. My phone's being a dick, so we'll leave that one there. And I'll say goodbye and see you on the other side for our last beer review of the evening or the day.
The last one.
What's all that
The
about?
last one.
You promised so much more.
Oh, okay, I'll have to get some more in the fridge then.